the recording has started, and it is you've been informed that the session will be recorded for future use and for people who are not able to attend today. So my name is Maria Kovaleva. I'm a life coach. I've been coaching for 3 years, quite new to the field, yet I'm a recovering banker. I just left my banking job to be a full-time coach. I have BA in psychology though, but I've drifted from people science to through human resources to the banking. So, and at age 40, I felt that I have to come back to people and to my purpose. There's all developments in this age. So I've been happy in this field, and I've been introduced to Toastmasters 8 months ago as a part of my self-development. As you can see, English is not my first language, so I had some blocks and some lack of confidence to deliver whatever I want to deliver in English, right? To start coaching in English. And Toastmasters was enormous help to me in this, and plus in development. The main part how Toastmasters helped me, I became more confident in sharing my visions and sharing my values, because it's personal, right? It's deep inside, and then we thinking how to be more open to people, to be more vulnerable, and then in English for me. So it was a great help. And today I want to talk about how Toastmasters can be beneficial for coaches. ICF potentially will be a part of our club. It's a work in progress, and we will see how it goes. But I want to create a club which will be on the basis of Toastmasters platform. And here we can go in the presentation. And for today, I have an agenda with 3 points, 3 areas to explore. Understanding Toastmasters, what is it? What is the leadership structure? What is learning opportunities there? And what is the meeting structure? And then it will follow by question and answer session, a short one. Then the second part will be benefit of Toastmasters for coaches. We will explore how it can be useful for us. And then question and answer, and how to get involved in next steps. It's particularly will be about forming a club and all the logistics, and questions and answers. So let's begin with the first one, understanding Toastmasters. What is Toastmasters? The Toastmasters is a huge organization which is 1 year old this year. So for 100 years old. Sure. 1 year. Sorry. So 100 years old. It's quite a time lapse that a lot was developed in this organization. This is our international organization, non-profit, educational organization that teaches public speaking and leadership skills. And it's based, Toastmasters is governed by a board of directors elected by members clubs. So we are here to develop another club in the Toastmasters network. Leadership. Each club has elected leadership team for 6 months, elected for 6 months. And so every 6 months it changes. We elect a new member, new officers. For the club to be formed, we need at least three officers: a president, vice president of membership or education, and then secretary, treasurer. So at least three to form the club, and then we can develop. There's a lot of growth opportunities within the club, and within the organization, international organization of Toastmasters. So there will be a district direction opportunity later, and division directors, and then there are a lot of competitions and contests for speeches to utilize for coaches too. Learning opportunities. Toastmasters has a very helpful platform called Pathways. It's a structure for your development of public speaking and leadership skills. It's online. It gives you many of pathways to choose from. I chose myself visionary communication. So this is the symbol of visionary communication. And there are a lot to choose from. And then each pathway that you choose has 5 levels. Each level has several projects. So it's pretty structured. And why I like it, because it's already like, we don't have to invent a bicycle. It's here and it's tested, it's proven, it works. Then what? During this learning for yourself, you will have support, encouragement in the container of the club, right? With other professionals. And it will be fun for sure, because in my experience of 8 months in Toastmasters, it was so much fun, so much development in this like waves, because sometimes I received feedback which is not very sweet, but it's so much growth there, so much reflection, and then I try to deliver the next speech with taking into account the feedback that I received. And actually today's project or presentation information session is a part of my level 4 pathways development, and it's a project named Manage Online Meeting. So you can see how Toastmaster can be useful in real life and in our coaching and professional development. And let's move to the meetings. Meetings are held usually once a week. For the Toastmasters that I am a member right now, Los Gatos Toastmasters, we have a weekly meeting every Tuesday in the evening, 6:30. So we get together, we assigned the roles, we get together to present, we get together to support each other and give feedback. And there is no mandatory structure for the meeting from Toastmasters, so it's pretty flexible. But to make it workable and useful for us, for coaches specifically, we can mold it. But I found it very useful to have at least 3 pieces in each meeting. It's prepared speeches, for example, 3 speakers to present the speeches. Then we have table topics to practice impromptu speeches, questions, and you deliver a speech 2 minutes long. And for regular speeches, we have 5 to 7 minutes time. And then we have speech evaluations for each meeting, which is the opportunity to give feedback, to listen actively, to apply. Actually, each meeting is an opportunity to apply all 8 competences of ICF. It's a great opportunity to train yourself on this. Not being a coach even for this matter. Also, since there is a leadership structure in each club, so once a month it's recommended to hold officers meeting to develop the club and to higher status, because there are statuses of the club, and it's something that I will not talk about today, but it will be talked and discussed with actually within created club, how to be on top of like in comparison with other clubs. So let's move to the second part, benefits of Toastmasters for coaches. As you could see from the first part of the structure of the Toastmasters, there's a speaking opportunity. Sometimes I thought that it would be a good idea to call the club coaches speak, because usually coaches ask questions, right, in the sessions, and we are trained to ask powerful questions, and yet there is so much insight and something to share with others that sometimes we are kind of holding this wisdom and holding this practical, helpful information within us. And here in Toastmaster, we can deliver what we feel is what our values, what are our visions, because each coach I feel has a purpose why we are doing coaching, what we want to change here, what we want to improve in life. So Toastmasters is a great opportunity to form your presence and train it. Also, great opportunity to train the active listening. For evaluations of speeches, we are here to listen in non-judgmental way. We are here to deliver feedback in a way that would encourage the speaker to improve, encourage to continue, and encourage to grow with some practical advice or suggestion how to deliver speech maybe in a better manner, what was good in the speech, what was bad or difficult. Also, I found it very useful to introduce one-on-one communication series in a coaches club. We don't have it in our club right now, but I thought that it might be a good idea to practice one-on-one communication when a member delivers a speech, and then we have question and answer period after the speech to explore the idea, explore the delivery. How it can help coaches? It will be an enormous opportunity to train your public speaking for webinars, for seminars, for in-person meetings, for, I don't know, retreats, for whatever group sessions or group opportunities that you might have. And you maybe a coach is doing one-on-one but wants to go broader, develop the practice, and yet there's a lack of confidence. So Toastmasters is a great platform to build the confidence for that. Leadership opportunities also within the structure of the club, leading by example. In Toastmasters, we learn how to lead. We learn how to give feedback. And also, by serving as a club officer, we create the space for others to grow. Likewise, in sessions, coaching sessions, we create this space. But in coaching session, we are one-on-one, right? It's easier. When we are in Toastmasters Club, you're the officers to deliver some valuable content, to deliver the leadership, to structure the space for others. So it's also a great opportunity to develop your leadership skills. And here I would love to include success stories from the coaches, but this will be a project for tomorrow, for the future, when we form the club and the coaches will share their success stories a little bit later with us. So this is a great opportunity to share the success and to engage others in support of us, and to encourage others to move with more freedom. And moving to part 3, I just remembered that I promised questions and answer session after each each part. So we finished first part on Toastmasters, what is it and what's the structure, and I finished the second part about benefits of Toastmasters. Do you have any questions for me for those two parts?
I have a few. First of all, thank you so much, Maria, for clearly putting a lot of time and thought into this. I am just kind of stepping back. I apologize. I missed the first minute or two getting on. For the purposes of this call, is this what is your goal? Is this informative? Are you trying to look for ways? What are you? How can I help?
The objective of this call is to tell what is Toastmasters and how it can be helpful for coaches for the purpose of creating a club, a new club, Toastmasters Club, exclusively for coaches. Okay. Ideally for coaches ICF, because I would love to support the ICF framework, ICF standards, and make it more valuable for us as users of them or practitioners of those values, to train sometimes just to talk about them in as I said, as a container or safe place for coaches specifically. Mm-hmm. And it will be educational value, and it will be professional development value here. So I'm trying to bring excitement and knowledge or information to other coaches so they can find it valuable to join the club.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Thank you for that. So a couple of questions around the structure and setup. You said that so this would be a brand new is it a pathway, or what is you
club?
Club, a brand new club, and it needs 3 officers.
Mm-hmm.
And are these officers internal through Toastmasters, or is this something that would be built from the ground up?
This question will be answered in the third part, but I can quickly answer it now. Those people are from outside of Toastmasters. Only three person among those 20 people that needed to form a club. To form a club, we need 20 members. Uh-huh. 3 people can be from inside of Toastmasters, like they can be members of other clubs. Like me, I'm a member of another club right now, so we will have 1. All other coaches, they will be from outside of Toastmasters. So that's why I want to introduce the idea of Toastmasters to new people, to new coaches who didn't have experience with it, with this platform.
Yep. So I have more questions, and I'm sure you're going to be able to answer them. This for me, I don't know who else is on this call, but I mean, I know Chirag, you had said that you're also with Toastmasters. I didn't get an opportunity to hear if Kara is as well. Yes. Oh, perfect. Okay. This deserves more time than I can give right now. And it does. I can already see, where you're going with this, Maria. And I think it definitely warrants a larger conversation in terms of we do have an internal we have people who are motivated to do this. Perfect. Thank you. Get this type of support in place for existing ICF members. I just have some more specific questions around, ensuring. It sounds a little bit like some of these examples you gave was potentially like a scribe, like having 3 people, one-on-one coaching, somebody listening in. I'm curious about the officers. I'm curious about, you had brought up being able to pull in some of the frameworks around, our competencies, like who would be doing that and how are we ensuring that this is done accurately, right? Because while this is a peer group, we might be leading each other astray unless we had potentially a mentor that was overseeing. Is that somebody who would be in an officer role? Is that somebody who would just be one of the members? How are rules of engagement set up? So I have some structure questions. I also have, I'm trying to think who else in the on our board I might be able to pull in for just questions that, I may be not thinking about, but my apologies for having to jump off this call. I did have a previous engagement that I just couldn't get out of.
Thank you for having. Thank you for coming. It was very
Absolutely. And I do think I know there's I can feel the energy here. I would like to ask some more questions around, your values, how we can, from ICF perspective, if this is going to be a partnership, how can we best serve the Toastmasters community? Are there coaching opportunities within Toastmasters, within some of these other pathways, where we could get some of our higher level, more experienced coaches to come in and observe and, maybe give a different perspective on what's being offered. So, I mean, again, I'm down to, I got just over a minute. But I do feel the energy here, and I absolutely think that we have something to talk about in another conversation when I can give this 100% and potentially bring in somebody else to be a thought, who might be able to be a thought leader with me.
Thank you so much, Bridget. This was the questions you started to ask very valuable, and I feel there is a potential to mold the Toastmasters construction structure to coaches' needs, and your expertise and the expertise of ICF representatives will be a very valuable input in it. Because yes, if there's support from ICF, of course we will be adhering to the values, adhering to competencies of the ICF, right? Yet, as I said, there is a basic structure of Toastmasters that can be valuable as a, just a skeleton for our coaches' engagements.
Sure.
And I will be happy to meet another meeting to communicate it, and maybe Chirag or somebody from Toastmaster can meet and with more expertise, with more experience to give valuable input.
Okay. Thank you so much, everybody, for your time today. And I do look forward to continuing this discussion.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Bridget. Yeah, thanks.
Have a great day.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye. Well, that was a very valuable input I felt from ICF representative. Do you have any questions for now? Kara, you said that you've been with Toastmasters with another club. Could you please share your experience and how in your new role as a coach would it be helpful?
Sure. I mean, I did this many, many years ago, earlier in my career when I was doing a lot of presentations. I think that it would be very useful. Right now in this moment, starting something new, just launching my business and all of that, I think for me, it's now priority to get that structure in place and start to get my client set up and going, and my additional revenue sources. So I'm thinking that Toastmasters for me is a yes, and for later, I'm not really ready to commit right now, just because I think it's going to be a pretty big time commitment. And I think I'm at this place where I have to discern what's in and what's out, and it's on the table for me. I just need to balance it with so many other things. So I'm just that, and I'd like to see more people here too, right? Like
Me
that's
too.
really important. And I would love, for me too, is another Zoom meeting is just an exercise in futility. I really am craving the in-person stuff more than anything. So I don't mind driving if it's Los Gatos. I'm in Los Gatos a lot. I'm in San Jose a lot. I'm, Mountain View North. I'm on a board, so I go up to San Francisco from time to time. I'm not opposed to driving. And then I know that the South Bay Club, there's quite a few people who come to the ICF. There's going to be a hike I just saw come out for the 19th of August with ICF. So if you're a member, that's coming up at Rancho San Antonio. So I really would like to see the in-person piece be put forward.
Yes. And Chirag, do you want to add something, or I can
Yeah, I would
reply?
just say, yeah, I mean, just to make the best out of your time, Kara, I think you can attend one of again, I think the goal here, Maria's goal, is to start a new club, right? And everyone has different level of commitment. So that's understood, right? That's not like, I think we are just trying to explore the idea. But we have the club like the Los Gatos Toastmasters Club, and you can attend to one of those meetings and see if you like it or not, right? Just because we meet in person. So I think it might be worth, I think that might be better use of time. So if that helps. But there are a lot of clubs, right? Like depending on where you are, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I wanted to add, that we have a club that you can come to. So
Yes, that's how I started with Los Gatos. I just came as a guest just to see, and the vibe was enormous. Like I like the people, how they interact, and I said, well, if they can do it, I can do it. So I started. And the commitment part, once a week for 1 hour plus preparation for the speech if you have a speech. Otherwise, if you are not presenting this meeting, you can take a role when you come, or you can sign up for the role. There is no preparation needed for the roles, like to be a grammarian, to be a counter. You remember, right?
Yeah.
Probably. So it's up to you. Of course, if someone wants to be an officer, it's more engaging. It's more. It has more benefit, but it requires more time. Another hour once a month, right? And more engagement in the meeting. Yet there is no preparation. I've been a president for last period, like for 6 months. Every meeting I was talking, like I was opening the meeting, I was closing the meeting, I was participating in the meeting, and I was delivering speeches. Of course, there are a lot of engagement, but a lot of growth, I would say.
Yeah, it's a great organization. I can't say enough good things about it. And like I said, it's definitely something I'd like to do again. It's just probably not at this very moment in time. But if you need some like support and some capacity that's lightweight, I'm happy to, give a testimonial or whatever.
Sure. Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you I just appreciate you reaching out and doing it. I mean, people don't realize like the communication part is so critical to success and group coaching and training, whatever public speaking forum it might be. So it's really important. And Chirag, are you still working? I'd like to connect with you offline. Are you working at Intel? Is that where you are?
yes, yeah.
Perfect. I'm gonna find you. I found you online, so I'll just message you.
Okay, yeah, sounds good.
Toastmasters a great networking opportunity.
Yeah. So, and I think it's great at every level. I think so. Currently, we in our club we have a startup COO. She has been practicing her speech just because she has been trying to pitch to the to get funding. So I think at any level, right? I think if you want, it's a good place to just polish your skills. So yeah.
Yes. And I agree totally about in-person meetings. It's a different energy. It's different than online meeting. And hopefully I can raise the topic again in a next meeting with ICF. Hike, I would say it will be a hike, right? Outside in San Antonio Ranch. So I hope we will talk there too. And any other questions, so I can just move to the third part about how to get involved and the next steps. Thank you. Thank you for your input. Thank you for your questions. So the real deal why I'm doing this, we are planning to form a new club. For that purpose, we have to have at least 20 people, 20 members, 3 of whom can belong to other clubs, and 17 who are outside of Toastmasters to introduce to Toastmasters. Ideally, they will be coaches, but anyway, for the coaches club, maybe the condition will be ICF coaches. We will see how ICF will approach it. But in any case, I think it's a great idea to have Toastmasters Club for coaches, different level of coaches, right? Then we need to have at least 3 officers, as I said, president, vice president of membership, and secretary to run the club. Then we have to submit the paperwork to Toastmasters World Headquarters and receive approval, to receive some, I don't remember, Shurak, if you remember how it's called, the paper that, we approved to form a club, something, paperwork. We need to submit payments. $125 USD to form a club, one-time payment, and then one-time payment for each member, $20, and $60 the membership dues each 6 months. So $60 for each 6 months. And members can come and go, right? So we need a constant engagement with coaches to attract the members. If somebody will member for 6 months and then didn't pay for the next term, I guess we have to sustain these 20 members for the club to develop. That's it. That's it for forming the club. And as Bridget added, there are a lot of questions from ICF, a lot of development opportunities, because I really want to use this platform to adjust to our needs as coaches, that it would be even more beneficial for coaches. And of course, brainstorming, I hope we will have another session for brainstorming, what to introduce to the meetings, what to create as other opportunities. I see like conference on the basis of our club, or storytelling contests. Storytelling is a big trend right now, I guess, in brand building everywhere. So how we can differ from a perfect AI avatars that are on the screens, right? How we can bring our energy, human energy, into conversation, into the presentation. And again, Toastmasters is one of the answers here for sure, how we can train ourselves and practice it. And I think that's it. Do we have questions for the last part? or other questions, please ask. No? All right. So I've been clear, I guess, on the last part. That's why no questions.
Yeah, I just have a question for Kara. So do you see any value in this kind of like a new club? I mean, your time commitment, I understand, but as far as like, I think one of the things we are interested in trying to see if there's any demand, right, for coaches club and be able to provide that, right? So just wondering if you see any value from your side as far as like club coaches.
Yeah, I do. I think it's a little bit of a different beast. And I think being newer to the profession, it would be really nice to have another way to speak with people in my, I mean, I have a very, very active cohort from LA. I studied in LA.
Mm-hmm.
That was the group I certified with. But the thing about that is it's just one slice of coaching. It's all IPEC coaches, and, you know, we're super tight as a group. And I think having my ICF membership is really helpful, and being able to meet people locally in person, I love. And this is just like a very specific task-oriented piece to work on developing, continue to develop on myself. So I do think there's value. It's when I heard you say 20 members, it's really a lot. It's going to be that's going to be a heavy lift. I mean,
yeah.
Given I looked up online, there's quite a few clubs, even in Mountain View. I think there's like 6 or 7 clubs or more, which is great. And maybe I'll check some of those out. I just don't think I have time to do more homework because I'm still getting some other certifications done. I'm prioritizing all the coaching stuff first.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's good to know. So
yeah. So it's going to take a little bit of time to unbury from that and get some of the business infrastructure going.
Yeah. Makes sense now.
Yep. Betty. And yeah, the question is, hi, Betty.
Hi. I'm
Hi.
so sorry I'm late. I had a work call that I could not get off.
We are recording everything, so hopefully it will be ready later today. And thank you, Kara, for sharing your experience. Kara has experience with Toastmasters, and she is a coach, so it's super valuable to have your opinion here. Betty, do you want to introduce yourself and your goal for today's meeting?
Sure. My name is Betty Magome. I am in the process of getting my CTI certification. I finished the coursework in February. I'm trying to wrap up my last 30 hours of the 100 hours I need to sit for the oral exam and hopefully get certified through CTI this year. And then my goal is to become certified through ICF on the first level and take the ethics exam. I actually am eager I have a consulting practice and a business, so that's 14 years old and it's fine, keeps me very busy. Coaching is kind of my second love, and I really enjoy the community, my teachers. I'm still being coached by my coach from certification. And I realized that like my desire to kind of figure out my coaching business and how I tell my story and all of that is very relevant in terms of how I talk and express my personal values, why I'm doing this, what inspires me, which is very different from how I express myself in my consulting world. So I have done Toastmasters in the past as well, and I found it very helpful. I did it in Washington, D.C. and London, so in 2 different places. And I found it really helpful for prepared speeches as well as extemporaneous speaking. And so I was curious kind of what you guys were thinking in terms of how formal a structure you wanted to do, or if you wanted to adapt from it in any way, from the typical like handbook of exercises and things like that, since we're all coaches. And I just wanted to see who would show up and what people were like looking to get out of it. That's all.
Not a big participation today, but very valuable conversation, I would say. We had a Bridget from ICF board. She had a lot of good questions, and those questions are the basis for development of the club, right? It can be, my idea is to adjust the Toastmasters platform to our coaches' needs. So I think it might be very flexible, keeping the basics of Toastmasters as a platform, like as the something to build on. So and I'm excited to have a brainstorm with other coaches, especially for those who had experience with Toastmasters. They kind of feel it, they have experience, they know what is it and how to apply it or mold it to our needs. And for those who didn't have experience with Toastmasters before, I hope that today's session will bring some understanding or feeling how it can be useful for coaches, how Toastmasters structure can be useful for coaches. And yeah, how traditional it will be. Probably not very traditional Toastmaster structure, and yet we I guess we have to comply to some extent with Toastmasters to be a Toastmasters Club. Yet we want to get support from ICF and adjust to their, I don't know, standards, I guess. Again, it will be a lot of more conversations about it. So today is the very first meeting, information meeting. Get the idea. I will share the recording that we did today with others, with the group of coaches that are interested in Toastmasters WhatsApp group. And we will see where the conversation with ICF will go. We need, as I said, 20 members to form a club. And as Kara said, it's quite a lot. 20 members who will pay $60 for 6 months, every 6 months, and initial 20 USD to become a member. So it's paid initiative. It's not a lot for the benefits you get. It's quite a very fair amount, right? Yet it requires time commitment. It requires some homework. Not a lot again, right? As you can remember, 1 hour for the meeting per week. We can do meetings every second week if we want, right? Preparation for the speech. Whoever, well, I was told that you have prepared for 2 weeks for your speech. It takes me 2 hours because I have 2 kids. I have my practice, right? I have to squeeze it, not squeeze it, it's just my approach to preparation, to speech preparation, and everybody has its own approach. Yes, Betty.
Yeah, sorry if you already hashed this out, but are you meeting twice a month or once a month? Or is that still open?
It's still open because we haven't formed a club, and it's still a very raw, fresh idea. This is the very first meeting, like from all. The idea came a week ago from Chirac with the glass of beer on our social meeting after
I love it.
Toastmasters
I love
Club.
it.
Like, hey Maria, do you want to form a club? And here we are. So it's very fresh. And as I said, I would love to brainstorm what we need as coaches, and then we can create what we want and what we need on the basis of Toastmasters. That's the great opportunity. But I know I would love to have those people who are as enthusiastic about the idea as me. I would love to have those founding officers, at least 3 people who we can brainstorm what we would love to have and what would benefit us even more as coaches. That's the idea. And I hope it sounds very loud right now because I really need those people to form the club, which will be the club for coaches. for our benefit, for our development, for our prestige of the profession, I would say. Yeah.
Did you already come up with like a short list of things, at least the three of you and anyone else who joined today, of like what you want as coaches from this? Like, what do you want out of this?
We don't have the list.
Okay. I was just curious what bounced around.
Yeah.
Okay.
That can be the agenda for the brainstorming session. We can
Okay.
arrange another meeting to get the ideas what others want.
Yeah.
And today was more information more about Toastmasters for those who didn't have experience.
Got it. So all of us have been part of Toastmasters in the past, or?
Yes, right.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still in Toastmasters Club.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in Los Gatos. So Chirac is a Toastmasters, but not a coach. He's not a coach, one of us. And do you want to talk about a little bit about yourself just to wrap up our meeting? We have several minutes left.
Yeah. So I just want. Yeah, I mean, Betty and Kara. So we have found, Maria and I, we have found a lot of value in Toastmasters, and when we talked about it, it sounded exciting because I feel like coaches also focus on communication and listening skills as well. I think one of the things I've learned from Toastmasters is the listening and even giving evaluation, constructive evaluation. So those are really key important things, and I feel like as you spend more time and practice more, you just keep naturally getting better and better. So I mean, everyone has a different level of communication, but there is room for like kind of to polish, hone your skills, right? So we thought it's a great idea, and it's just good to hear from like coaches as to how they feel about, right? Would it be of value? Would you like to, like, is it worth your time? So it just, as Maria said, this is the first meeting, so just trying to get a sense of the interest level and see. So, but yeah, I mean, I feel really great, and sometimes I wish I had done it earlier, but yeah, it's just I've been doing it for 2 years. I did join Toastmasters back in 2010 in DC actually, and I did it for like a year or two, but then I got busy, so I kind of dropped it. But yeah, I just joined back like a year ago. So that's my side of the story. So yeah.
Thanks for sharing.
Any other questions, comments?
No, I'm excited. I'm very open to what this turns out to be, depending on who shows up and wants to brainstorm. I'm out of the country next week on vacation, but I'd love to be part of the brainstorming whenever you set it up. So do we want to maybe set up a time now that at least works with the four of us to do the brainstorming, and you can push it out to the other folks on the chat, whoever wants to join, or how do you want to do this?
All right. The timeline will be a little bit stretched because ICF is included, and it's an ICF chapter is getting bigger and bigger. It's growing, and it takes time for them to get to the decisions. So what I'm hoping on the 19th we will have informal meeting for coaches ICF, and I'm in connection with Minea, who is marketing director, and Alex, who is communication director. I'm in communication with President Mary, president of the chapter. So they all are aware, and they will bring this idea of creating the club to their board meeting. It takes time. And as I've been told, maybe in September, we have more formal meeting within the framework of communication meeting from ICF chapter, like more formal one, where I can present. And hopefully by that time, we will have more ideas how we want this club to be, hopefully. And for that reason, I would love to have another meeting brainstorming with the enthusiastic coaches who wants to be a part of the club. So that's how it goes. So I would not set the time right now, but is it I will ask in the chat. I will distribute this recording and ask the questions who wants to be part of the next meeting and when is the more convenient time to meet, right? For other people, maybe in the evening. Right now I cannot do evenings because I'm alone with the toddler, so it's not possible. But yes, next time.
Yeah, that's great to know the timing. So this is all Bay Area, so Pacific time zone, right? These are Bay Area people?
We are in Bay Area.
Okay.
If we have to have 20 people, I would include other areas,
Yeah.
at least online to form the club. And maybe some people are okay with only an online format. I would love to get an in-person format too, so hybrid like we have in Toastmaster right now. So we're recording our in-person meetings. That's perfect. It includes everyone, every preferences, right? Online, in person. But yeah, I would say I don't want to rush to make it some sketchy decisions, but of course, I love, Betty, your enthusiasm in kind of suggestion to move forward, and I would suggest.
Yeah. Just from the brainstorming perspective, just to hear from people, like what are they interested in? Because people might have different ideas of what they are envisioning for this chapter, and it'd be good to just get like a good scope of like what do people want out of this, and then and then afterwards how do we design it, right?
Yeah, that's very valuable. It will be very valuable to have this conversation again, informal, not in the framework ICL, but between the coaches. Yeah, sure. Thank you for this suggestion.
Sure.
So we have 2 minutes left. Just wrap up with agenda items again. So we discussed today what is Toastmasters, what is the leadership structure, learning opportunities, and meeting structure. We discussed benefits of Toastmasters for the coaches, the hot topic, right? And how to get involved and next steps. So please, for those who didn't attend, please watch the recording. And I guess you watched it because it's the end of the recording. And thanks to everybody who could join us today. Thank you, Betty, Shira, Kara, and Bridget. And please give feedback after watching this recording. I would appreciate the participation in this idea of creating a Toastmasters Club for coaches. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
Thanks for organizing.
Have a good day.
Yeah, you too.
Nice
Bye-bye.
to meet you.
Bye.